pick Gigi up from kindergarten on the first day.
That is so good. All three of my kids were there.
Aww.
It's like reminiscing.
15 years.
Oh wait, Camden, it looks a little crooked. Will you pull your side back towards your blanket a little bit? That's good. A little bit more.
Mary?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I'm Mariel.
My name's Dan. I'm an old friend of Matt's.
Oh, no way. Nice to
Used
see
live
you.
across the street from him when he was like probably like 21 and I was 19.
Amazing. You're from down here.
Yeah.
It's love it. What brings you to yoga?
I did it a long time ago. I racked up a lot of injuries from my jiu-jitsu and I want to do something new.
Get back in your body. Shoulder stuff?
Shoulder, back, ankle, like I've had my ankle fusion,
Okay.
shoulder, yeah.
Okay. You'll take care of you. I'll keep an eye
I'm
out.
good.
Okay. Nice to see you.
You too. Just want to introduce
Good. He's good. He's got all the aches and pains too. So we're just gonna steer clear of this spot because there's a camera right here. We're live streaming. Welcome back. We can fit 50 in here. This is like I think just maybe 30, so we got plenty of room. We can fit. You guys want to be together in a row? Like maybe towards the middle back. You just need the generous distance is the length of your foot between your mats. When it's really crowded, we do width of your foot. You could look at who has the bigger foot, and we'll make space. And this kind of goes with today's theme. It's Virgo season. Any Virgos in the house? Yeah? Are you a Virgo? August. So Matt is a Virgo as well. Beloved Virgos help us to like create order and pattern out of chaos. So if there's a Virgo in your row, line up with the Virgo in your row and we'll get things in order. I would like live in a house with no furniture and nothing on the walls if it weren't for my Virgo. We could scooch this. Can we tuck you in with this plant a little bit? And friends at home, we're just getting set up here. Give us a moment. Does anybody need help? Look what just happened in the middle. This is like what the world needs more of, expansion of the center. You guys are on it. Advanced yoga is happening and we haven't even started. Okay. Thanks for making space, everyone. How was Tessa's first week? Yeah? I was trying to explain to Gigi that she's not an adult person, and Gigi couldn't comprehend that. She's so adorable. They can't wait to have her back. Yeah. So great. Yeah. Okay, so we've had some requests for inner thighs, shoulders, core, full spectrum, all the things, which is like always the case. I'm always good for a full spectrum practice. We'll hit all the spots, but if there's anything in particular that collectively our bodies need focusing on, because sometimes that happens collectively, then we focus and we just like learn and explore and unpack those body parts a little more. Any other requests? Lower back, yeah. Okay. It's not a speak now or forever hold your peace model, so as we dial in, you can feel free to call it out. I like to keep it casual. Actually, I did notice a bunch of like blue stars. I think that means like a lot of new people. Welcome. Lots of new faces. This is great, yay. Unofficial end of summer means coming back into the yoga studio, I guess. My name's Mariel, and I facilitate classes on Sundays and Wednesday evenings. This is Camden. She's on the mat demoing for folks at home or wherever you are not in the room. And also, as we get to know each other, and I give a lot of cues, feel free to tune me out or tune me in as it suits you. And if like a cue didn't land in your body, there's like a WTF moment. Look at Camden. She generally knows what I'm talking about. And if I look at Camden and she doesn't get it, then I realize we're all in trouble. We have to stop and start over, which I'm happy to do. And everything I offer to you is just that. It's an invitation. It's not an obligation. This is your practice. I'm just the facilitator. You do you. Modify, spectate, hydrate, do something else as you like altogether. We can move differently and still move together, and that's how we roll. Have some announcements. There's so much going on in September. I think this is the most workshops and trainings we've had in a month ever. So just coming right up this coming Saturday for teachers, yoga teachers, and interested parents and grown-ups that hang out with children. We have Foundations of Teaching Kids Yoga with Sarah DeSimone on Saturday from 12:30 to 6:30. Next Sunday, so the yoga tradition's most beloved Virgo, Ganesha, the elephant-headed deity. His birthday starts this year on September 7th and lasts for 10 days. We see ourselves more deeply, more fully, more clearly through the lens of his stories. And I'll be telling his stories in September as well, but we're dedicating a special workshop, Ganesha Stories Lessons for Ganesha's Birthday with Anisha, on Sunday, September 8th, 5:30. It's wonderful. I think that's just included in membership if you have membership. And that's followed by a harmonious healing sound bath meditation with Elizabeth at 6:45. So next Sunday could be like a really, really yummy yoga day if you want to make yourself like your own little mini retreat. So much more beyond that. I think that's enough for now. Anyone else here have any announcements? Oh, I'm getting like a neck vibe. Maybe you want to do some neck stuff too. Jay is doing it right behind you. We'll add some neck. Anyone else have any announcements? Voter registration, canvassing events, anything? Shows, art shows, dance shows, singing shows? Okay, well, your announcements, we want to make sure those get shouted out too. If you have any, let us know. Oh, and I just signed the contract for Greece. We're going to Greece for the first time, July 20 to 26. You can mark your calendar. Hopefully we'll have that live by fall equinox. Me and Alex. And whoever, what?
In Greece.
Can anyone say Greek words? If I spell it, can you say it? Anyone? I like butchered, it's embarrassing. Amorgos. You have to like accent the last syllable. That's really hard for my American accent. Amorgos. It's not right, it's bad. We stick to English and Sanskrit. It looks beautiful though. Hope you can come, plant those seeds. Something to look forward to. I find that helps the psyche. Make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible. Feel free to find a seat or lie down. Hi, come on in. Do you need help finding a spot for your mat? That's perfect. Can stretch out your legs or cross your legs, recline. This time of year is kind of a chaotic transition, which is, I think, why Virgo energy has such a vital role in helping us be both kind of able to go with the flow of changes in a grounded way. To be grounded, it's an earth sign, to cultivate the sense of groundedness while things begin to change rapidly all around us. So our Virgo season practice is a lot in the hips and legs, and we'll definitely get into all the areas of the body that need and want attention, with a focus on helping ourselves to be and feel and stay grounded this time of year. And we will build the poses from the ground up in a meticulous way, in a Virgo way. I consider a Virgo way a meticulous way. We kind of put things in order, and we prioritize the alignment of things, the arrangement of things. The word in the yoga tradition is saucha, And much of the world defines this Sanskrit word saucha as like cleanliness or purity. I think that reflects something of our own culture, actually, rather than maybe what the word means in the depth of its meaning. I take it to mean, and I practice it in the way of like organizing and making order and looking for patterns, the things that emerge from disorder. Saucha emerges, and we participate in the alignment and the arrangements and the structures that allow for order to emerge. Imagine that. Look for your breath. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to your breath, to the energy that fills us, surrounds us, and connects us to each other and all that is. Physical practice is an opportunity, an invitation to align ourselves, arrange ourselves, and engage ourselves in ways that allow the energy of the breath, the gift of life, to flow more deeply and more fully and more freely in us, as us, through us, and all in between us. Invite a slow, deep, full breath in. Find and feel your fullness. And a slow and a long breath out. Find and feel your emptiness. We breathe throughout our practice in and out through the nose. Of course, allergies and sinuses permitting. And as you deepen the breath, feel how naturally the breath deepens you. The breath ignites the heart, the indwelling light wherein the voice of the true teacher resides, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful. And as the breath ignites the heart, the splendor of the heart has an opportunity to inform, to illuminate, and to inspire your mind and your body. Here in this gift of embodiment, we have an opportunity here and now to align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch ourselves through aligned engagement so that the breath can flow more deeply, more fully, more freely, so that we have more energy for more life. As you are where you are, bring one or both hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra. Tap into the voice of the true teacher, the source of supreme love and divine wisdom. And keeping this connection inward unwavering, we'll set the tone for our practice today by sharing the voices of our hearts and the sound of an Om. Feel free to join in the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart. Keeping that connection inward unwavering, release the hands, blink open the eyes, and let's come on to all fours to start in a tabletop position. Take your time. You can come on your forearms if you prefer, or bring your hands to the top of your mat. Find your breath, and just begin by linking breath and movement. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to arch. Follow in the currents of your breath. So the breath precedes the movement follows the breath, and start to notice what you feel, how it feels, and where you feel it. Can allow the breath to move the body more organically if and as you like, or say in the structure of the cat-cow. And just notice the preferences, the choices without judgment. Do you prefer the structure, or do you prefer the more organic movements? And allow the breath to move you within the structure of the body in the ways that feel meaningful. That helps you to create like a ritual for grounding, getting into the fabric of the body, feeling what you feel, notice what you notice. One more cycle at your own pace. At the bottom of the exhale, bring your hands up to the top of your mat more. Pad your knees with your blanket as needed, and if you'd like a blanket, you don't have one, I can bring one over to you. So give yourself all the resources that you have. And then with the hands at the top of the mat, forward of the shoulders, big breath in, shrug your shoulders to your ears, and as you exhale, send your hips towards your heels. Shoulders are lifting as your hips send back, go back. Again, notice what you feel what you notice, breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. Try to lift the underarms up as you send the hips back. Press the palms down, claw the fingertips, and as though the fingertips were rooted into the earth, drink energy from the earth up the arms and let it pull up the arms all the way into the back bottom of your heart center. As you exhale, let the upper back soften right in between the shoulder blades. On your inhale, come through to table, and as you exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Do you hear music a little bit? Okay, I'm gonna try this again, plugged in. There we go. Okay. You can bend the left leg a lot to stretch back through the right leg, claw the fingers. Switch sides, move slowly at your own pace, bending one leg as you extend through the other. Spread the toes as you claw the fingertips and really tune into your contact points with the earth, with the ground. On an inhale, float the right leg to the sky, look forward. As you exhale, catch your lunge. Feel both feet on the ground first, and then on an inhale, reach your arms forward and up to crescent lunge. Find your breath, lift your back heel high, press your back knee and thigh to the sky. Stronger, more lifted. And as you press the back heel, knee, and thigh up to the sky, can you reach up through your fingertips more? Awesome. Keep that as you bend the deeper. Kara, the stance is a little long. Try lifting your back heel higher and bend the front leg deeper. Are you feeling any catch there? Okay. On the exhale, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Shoshi, you can walk your feet back more. Yeah, like this leaf even. Take a big dog. There you go. You okay there? On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Big breath in. As you exhale, catch your lunge. Feel both feet on the ground. Wait for that sense of connection to the earth to feel like grounded first, and then inhale, reach forward and up. Lift the back heel up, press the back knee and thigh to the sky. Feel the back leg lift up, press the knee up. And as the knee lifts, reach up through the thumbs and bend the front leg deeper. Belly breath. Inhale, feel the belly expand on all sides. Exhale, bend a little deeper. Touch the floor, take it back to downward facing dog. Notice what you feel what you notice. Inhale for plank. Now just like the back leg and lunge, lift your heels up, lift your knees up, lift the fronts of your thighs up. Look forward, that helps to bring your head more in line with your heart, that's so key. And with the thighs lifting, the gaze lifting, bend your elbows just halfway towards Chaturanga Dandasana, like the halfway towards a push-up. Look forward, lift the thighs higher, push your arms straight. Like plank, sorry, that was a failure. Downward dog. We don't have to do it again this time, we'll get it next time. Thank you new folks for being here. It keeps me on my marks. On the inhale, float the right leg high to the sky. With your exhale, right knee kisses the right upper outer arm. Look forward, and as you push through the ball of your back foot, can you lift your back knee and thigh a little higher as you push through your hands? Inhale the leg up and back by popular demand. Exhale, catch your lunge. We're gonna spin the back heel to the ground and inhale for 2. When in doubt, math class law of the universe is look for someone who looks like they know what they're doing and copy that person. Right knee and toes point straight ahead. Inhale, pull the feet towards each other and feel the legs engage from the earth all the way up into your hips. With the legs strong, reach straight back through your left fingertips and now bend the front leg deeper. One more of the deepest, fullest belly breaths through your nose. And on your exhale, pass through lunge. Take it back to three-legged dog, right leg high to the sky. Open your hips and bend your top leg like you're gonna give the person on your left a foot high five, but keep that left armpit lifting up as high as the right armpit. Inhale the leg high to the sky behind you. Exhale, step it back through to lunge. Back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior 2. Right knee and toes point straight ahead. This time bring your right forearm to your hand. It's called Parsvakonasana Prep. The legs and the hips govern the low back. So the more we get into aligning the legs and engaging the legs in an aligned way, the more we can open the hips and support the lower back. Turn your back toes in and bend your front knee till it's directly over your ankle. Now check out your front leg. If the top of your right thigh is higher than your right knee, this is an if-then scenario. If-then, remember those? If the top of your right thigh is higher than your right knee, walk your back foot back and bend your front leg deeper until the top of your thigh is in line with your knee. Holy smokes. So you stretch your stance, and as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other, come back up to warrior 2, changing nothing in the legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. But now check it out. It got a little hotter in here. Nice work, y'all. Pedal the feet a little bit from side to side and notice if there is a difference, and if so, what a difference makes. When you effectively engage the optimal alignment, which is a real true hip through the whole right side of your body, having opened up the hip. Mind to body. The gift of embodiment. With an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, back heel to the ground. I know we forgot something there. I promise we'll get it on the next round. Warrior 2. Check your stance, stand your ground, feel both feet on the ground, and as you inhale, draw the feet, feel the legs engage. Gorgeous, feel engage. You can bend deeper. Can you feel that? When you reach back like you're going to tap the person or the wall behind you, it shifts your torso more to your back leg, which allows you the freedom to go deeper in the front leg. Squeeze the front heel in, guide the front knee open. One more breath. With your exhale, touch the floor, take it back to three-legged dog. Open your hips, bend the top leg, foot high five to the right. Keep that right armpit lifting, more. Yes. Inhale the leg long behind you. Exhale, left knee kisses the left outer arm. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, catch your lunge. Back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior 2. Turn your in and let's bring left forearm to left thigh. Front knee is directly over your front ankle. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. And if the top of your left thigh is higher than your left knee, you walk the back foot back and bend the front leg deeper. Turn your toes to point towards your blanket right here. There you go. Feel the difference? Then pull the feet towards each other. So you widen the stance. You got to re-stabilize by pulling your feet towards each other to find the earth, the strength and steadiness of the earth in your legs. Change nothing in the legs. Inhale, warrior two. Reach back, bend deeper. One breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holy smokes. They call these warm-ups. Breathe. Feel, notice. Notice what you feel. Feel what you notice. Allow your awareness, the light of awareness, to expand in you as you on the currents of your breath. On an inhale, float your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. We're going to pivot the feet to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Please be mindful of head to butt ratio here. Fingertips can be to the floor or blocks underneath your shoulder. Turn your right halfway, like 45 degrees, and bend into your right leg. Your right knee tracks in line with your right toes. I'm hoping you find and feel a stretch through. Feel that? Someone requested inner thighs. And now push through your right leg, turn your right toes back in, turn your left toes out a little bit, bend the left leg, just until you feel a big stretch through the inseam of the right leg. Let the head be heavy like ripe fruit so that there's traction through the spine and the neck. Push through the left leg, turn the right knee and toes through lunge, and take it back to three-legged dog. Right leg high to the sky. Exhale, take it right back through to lunge. Pivot the back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior two. We're going to push the front leg straight. Push your front leg straight. And with your right fingertips, find a block for triangle pose. Block inside or outside your front leg. From the core of your pelvis, from the depth of your being, push through your legs into the earth. Try to stretch your mat longer through the strength of your legs and your feet. If you're using a block, do yourself a favor and walk your back foot back a little bit. It just brings the floor a little closer. You could still use the block. As you inhale, draw the feet towards each other, feel the legs engage. Draw the shoulder blades together, feel the upper back engage. Close your eyes for one breath, and as you push through the legs, can you lean back on your shoulder blades? Nice. On your exhale, pass through lunge, and just step it back to downward dog. Find your breath. Float the left leg to the sky. Ratio, it could be different on this side. And now, I should have said this before we came in. Locate your strap. Oops, there you go. And you'll take the strap between your hands behind your back, like right at your hips. Bring your hands hips width apart. Might have to reach between your legs. There you go. Bring your hands as close together as you can, and then hug the shoulder blades together and reach the arms up to the sky for a shoulder stretch. Touch the ceiling or the sky. And as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other, hug the shoulder blades towards each other, bend your elbows, and as you exhale, press your forearms to the floor overhead. Head heavy, face soft. Let go for just a moment. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your palms up. There we go. Now hug the shoulder blades together. Gorgeous. Feel the difference? And bend the elbows. As inhale, pull your feet towards each other. Keep that as you exhale. Try to pull the strap apart. Yes. Exhale, release. Turn the left knee and toes through lunge. Take it back to three-legged dog. Big breath in at the top there. With your exhale, right on back lunge. Back heel to the ground, find your block for triangle pose. We can skip the warrior two, you guys, if you love it. Let's come into little to the floor or a block. Walk your back foot back to bring the floor closer to you to get more grounded. And as you push through the legs and push through the left fingertips, reach through the right fingertips. Is it okay to touch? Okay. One more breath. You maybe close your eyes, pull the feet towards each other, lean back on the shoulder blades. And on your exhale, pass through lunge, downward facing dog. On your inhale, find plank, top of a push-up. Lift your thighs, lift your gaze, bend your elbows halfway. Keep your thighs lifting. Inhale, the arms straight. Exhale, bend the elbows 3/4 of the way. Keep your thighs lifting. Inhale, the arms straight. Exhale, lower to the earth. And on your inhale, slide your heart forward and up for cobra. Come back into your legs. Press the tops of the feet down. Flick your toenails down. Can you press the tops of your feet down so much you feel the knees and thighs get lighter, more lifted? And as you press the hands down energetically without moving them, pull the hands back towards the feet and imagine sliding the roof of your mouth back 3 inches in space. Exhale for downward dog. Right leg for pigeon prep. Right knee wide behind the right wrist. Doesn't suit you and your body, opt for a low lunge. Step your right foot to the right edge of your mat and lower the back knee down to a blanket. So you're either in a low lunge or pigeon prep. Wherever you are, tuck the back toes under. Peek over your left shoulder to make sure your left knee and foot is in line with your left hip. Sound of air conditioning. Get a little bit more weight on the outer edge of your left knee. So if you close your eyes, feel where the weight is on your back knee. It tends to roll to the inner edge because the back leg wants to externally rotate. That's not great for your lower back. We need more internal rotation of that back leg in the hip socket. You're gonna get that by tucking your back toes under and shifting the weight more towards the outer knee. Then pull the back knee forward. Bring your blocks high in front of you. And now maybe bend the back leg, and with your left hand, can you find your left foot for a thigh stretch? It's called lighting the unlit corners. It's one of the things it could be called, I guess. It's not the only thing it is. It's called a thigh stretch. Gently release. Are we still friends? Downward facing dog. Back will thank you. Especially if the low back, or not if, when the low back starts to talk to you in its achy voice. That's that more thigh stretch in your life. You can lower the knees down for just a sec. Like a lot of times when there's back pain or low back pain, the sort of response is you got to work on your core and your hamstrings from like the authorities that be. It's not wrong, but you can stretch your hamstrings all day, every day, and if your quads, you're never actually stretching your hamstrings. You're just stretching your hamstring attachments. When the quads are tight, it pulls the thigh bone forward, which actually like tightens and binds your hips and pelvic floor, which leads to like other crap or lack of crap. Sorry. And the hamstrings don't have the scaffolding of the thigh bone to stretch against. So I just say it to like really emphasize, you could be stretching the fronts of your thighs, your quads like daily at home, and it'll do, like it's a nice investment in your body. Also just pump us up for side 2, downward dog. Maybe we'll roll there today if we have time. We'll bring the left side through to pigeon prep or low lunge, depending on what your body consents to. Knees, ankles, hips all being factored into the discernment there. If you're going for pigeon, your left knee is wide to the left, like at the left edge of your mat. Your foot can be anywhere it's comfortable, like close to your right groin or more in line with your knee. That part doesn't matter so much. And then it's the back leg that's really key, really vital here. So regardless of whether you're in low lunge or pigeon, peek over your back shoulder and see that your knee and your foot are in line with your hip. And then even close your eyes. Is the weight more on the inner or outer edge of the back knee? The tendency with tight hips and low back is for the weight to roll to the inner knee. Can you get a little bit more weight to the outer knee, and then keeping that, pull the back knee forward, wrap your right hip forward, almost like you're wrapping your whole right butt cheek and back of the right waistline towards the front of the room. Bring your blocks up high and bend your back leg, and with your right hand, you can find your right foot. You can use your strap if you like. If you're near a wall is great here as well. Belly breathing through the nose. Let the jaw be soft, the muscles around the eyes soft, the throat soft, so that the breath can get deep down into you, into the opening. It's like you're watering the opening with the breath. Breathe into the front of the back thigh. Gently release. Downward dog. And then pedal out your down dog. Again, look for any newfound space. Notice the newfound space through which the can flow on the currents of the breath in you, as you, through you now, more deeply and more fully. Through the legs, the upper back, the sides of the waist. Take your feet about as wide as your mat and walk your hands back towards your feet. You can bring your blocks with you if your hamstrings are tight. Walk your hands back on blocks towards the back of your mat. Towards your feel the four corners of your feet root into the earth. The big toe ball mound roots down, both feet, the inner heels, the little toe ball mound, the outer heels. And as you press your hands into your head, press your head into your hands even more. Bend the legs and press your head into your hands so much that you lift up halfway from your head pressing back. Open your elbows wide, bring the shoulder blades together, lift up halfway, press your head into your hands, and with your hands, pull the skin of your skull from the nape of the neck towards the crown. You're creating traction in your neck. Lift the chin a little bit, exhale, fold. Keep the tailbone rooting towards the space between the heels. Keep pushing your head into your hands. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, head back. Pause at the top. As you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. And as you pull the feet towards each other, feel the legs engage. Press your head back into your hands so that the heart becomes the highest point. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Bring your feet hips width apart, directly underneath your hips. Feel both feet on the ground. As you inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Bend the right elbow like you're going to pat yourself on the back, and with your left hand, hug your right elbow to the midline. Hug your feet towards each other as you inhale. Press your head into your arm as you exhale. Push your head back, like your arm is a pillow and you're pushing your head into it. Inhale, reach the arms up. I get a finger length taller on that side from that. Does anybody else? If you reach up through the arms as one arm, yours is way longer. Bend the left elbow, and with your right hand, hug the left elbow to the midline. The tendency is for the head to drop down and forward. The key is to press your head into your arm here, like you're leaning back. Belly breathing. Inhale, belly expands, hug the feet to the midline. Make sure you're not locking those knees. And as you exhale, push through the legs, press back through the head. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your legs, fingertips tap the earth. Like you're reaching back to sit back into a preschool chair. Keep that as you reach the arms forward and up. Shrug your shoulders, bring your ears back more, bring your biceps back more. Sit a little deeper. Exhale, fingertips to the floor or your blocks. Lean into your fingertips as you press your thigh bones back into your hamstrings. Inhale to reach your heart forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, walk it out to downward dog. On an exhale, step your right foot through to lunge. Lower the back knee down and bring your blocks high inside your front. You can pad that back knee with a blanket like Camden's doing. And maybe bring your forearms to your blocks. Try to soften the area of the upper back. So the blocks are inside the front leg. Bring both blocks, both arms inside your front leg. So your right block is coming inside your right leg. And your forearms can come to the block. And you soften between the shoulder blades. And if you want more, you can take the blocks a notch if you want more. Tuck the back toes as you are where you are. And the key is to not kind of sink into this. With your back toes tucked under, can you lift the back knee and thigh high to the sky? And the more the back leg ascends, the more the front leg can actually descend. That is very counterintuitive, I know. Lift, like there's an arrow on your back thigh and you want to point it up to the sky. Lift the back thigh higher. Keep that as the front thigh descends. Okay, lower the back knee down. Bring the blocks back up to their highest height if they're not already. Pad that knee if and as desired. Bend your back leg, and with your left hand, find your left foot. Either one. The outer edge of the foot is like the most accessible. You can go inner edge of the foot as long as you're externally rotating the arm bone, which you were. Sometimes people will do something funky with the arm and sort of internally rotate and reach back. You don't want that. That's not good for the rotator cuff. If you want more, this is a huge if. We have some folks in the front doing this with the right hand. Also reach back for the back foot. And now wherever you are, however you choose to be, as you inhale, pull the back knee forward. And as you exhale, slide your rib cage back. Maybe bring your right hand to your right thigh. Now we're in there, right? Gently release. Downward facing dog. Find your breath, breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee for your low lunge and bring both blocks high inside your front leg. Both blocks highest height inside your front leg. Tuck your back toes under. Bring your forearms to the tops of your blocks. So you're just kind of folding deeper inside your front leg. Kara, did that feel okay on the first side? Okay. With the back toes tucked under, press your back knee and thigh up to the sky. Find your breath, and as you inhale, can you float the back leg up another ½ inch? Keep that as the front thigh descends a ¼ inch. Back thigh ascends as the front thigh descends. Maybe walk your elbows forward a little bit, reach your heart forward, yes. And big if you want more, bring the blocks to a lower height. Keep your connection to the back leg, the action of the back leg lifting up. It's okay to touch? Lift up right here. Yes, feel that? That's awesome. You don't feel it in the back leg? Tuck your back toes. Tuck them under. Yeah, and now lift your back knee up. Yeah, make this straight. You okay there? You want to keep trying to press your knee up to the sky. There it is. Is that a different story? Yeah, that's a big opener. Gently lower the back knee down. Bring your hands high on your blocks back on their highest height. Pull the back knee forward, and with your right hand, find your right foot. Got it? Here, let me help. Do you want the blanket under your knee? You okay there? Okay. As you inhale, pull the back knee forward. As you exhale, draw the belly and rib cage up and back. Maybe hand to the front thigh. Maybe left hand reaches around for the right foot. Pull the back knee forward as you slide the rib cage back. Nice, Camden. Keep all that and bend deeper in your front leg. Gently release. Downward dog. Find your breath. You can stay in dog, rest in child's pose, or let your breath carry you through a linking vinyasa in the style of you. It's like inhale like a plank, exhale to lower, inhale for cobra, cobra dog, or up dog if you're ready, and exhale, we're gonna meet in child's pose. So I think we're warm, yeah? Breathe into the sides and back of your waist. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Let the duration of the exhale match the duration of the inhale. And you can alter the 4 count as it suits you, slow it down or speed it up, or make it a 6 count. But just sort of playing with balancing the energy in with the energy out as we bow to the altar of the earth where we are all connected. Come into tabletop on your forearms. You can interlace your fingers, or I recommend walk between the palms. If you're broad across the shoulders, you might want to take a block and a half. It's going to look like this. Squeeze. Also, not only broad across the shoulders, but if you have any kind of shoulder injuries that you want to be tender with, a block and a half between the palms is going to give you a little more space. You do want to squeeze the block. In the absence of a block, interlace your hands and tuck the bottom little finger in, or bring the hands into Anjali Mudra and press the fingertips into each other. Tuck the toes. Shrug the shoulders. I know that's weird. Shrug your shoulders. Keep your shoulders shrugged as you lift the knees and hips up to dolphin pose. It's downward dog on your forearms. Lift your heels high. And now the hamstrings here, if they're a limiting factor, this is for your hamstrings, your lower back. You can take your feet wider and bend your knees, anywhere from hips width apart to as wide as the mat. If the hamstrings are not a limiting factor, bring your feet all the way together. Lift your heels, and we're going to tiptoe the feet towards the front of the mat, slowly, slowly at your own pace. We don't want the head to come to the floor. If your head feels like it's kind of coming crashing down, you got to shrug your shoulders way more. Hug the elbows in, hug the block. Walk it in, tippiest of tippy toes, and walk it back. And lower the knees, the thighs, the hips, the belly. Make a pillow with your hands. There was confusion there, so we'll show. Balance the breath in with the breath out, the energy in with the energy out. It's 3 breaths. They don't have to be 3 consecutive breaths, but 3 balanced breaths. So as a practice in and of itself, participating with the breath, creating intimacy with the breath. Then sit back on your heels. Okay, so just to be demonstrative, because I think some people got confused, will you show? We're just coming into dolphin pose. Camden does so in the lineage of 3 queens with the block. The alternative is like hands interlaced this way or this way. The tendency is for the elbows to splay, and then you shorten the distance between the ground and your head. So you create structure here. Can you see how Camden's elbows are in line with the wrists, shoulders over the elbows? There's like an order, a structure that she's created, and then her effort is in holding the structure, and the more she holds the structure, the more the pose opens from the inside out. She has her feet about hips width apart, and she walks forward as much as she can. Come on to tippiest of tippy toes, hug the elbows in, and press your thigh bones up to the sky, just like the back leg in lunge. And then if you want more, you can do 1 leg at a time towards the sky. And you can even see, just like the back leg in lunge, how like if her knee was on the ground, it would be more on the inner edge. We want to take the inner edge of the knee across the room to internally rotate the thigh bone and the hip socket. That's awesome. That's so much effort to find the structure that allows for the flow. She can walk it back and rest. Oh, there were little clouds. Thank you. The tendency, and I don't want Camden to show the misalignment, so why don't I show it? I'm going to show the less optimal. The tendency is going to be for the shoulders to drop down. And as you come in, the head's going to come down. Anyone kind of feel like that was happening? So it's hard. We lose our proprioception when we're upside down, but the action has to be of shrugging the shoulders. And when I shrug the shoulders, do you see how much more space I got? My head's away from the floor, as opposed to if I drop the shoulders, the head comes crashing down. That's also not good for your rotator cuff. Shrug the shoulders, okay? So you can even find it here. Let's all, wherever you are, bring your hands into prayer, interlace your fingers, hug the elbows in, and bring the elbows just shoulder height. Now shrug the shoulders and hug your elbows in and point your elbows to the sky. That's so hard even here. Head back. Shrug your shoulders. Shrug more. See how there's more space between your arms and your head there? Shrug, shrug, shrug. And release. Whew. Does that make sense now? Okay. It's harder when you're upside down. Bad news first. It's harder in some ways and yet easier because you're closer to the earth. So here, it's actually harder to push up into the air. When you have a clear boundary, a clear structure, it gives you something to press into. And when you press into a boundary, what you get is an expansion of the center. Not that you're trying to push the boundary, you want to expand the center, and then the boundaries naturally expand. Does that make sense? Okay. Come on to all fours on your forearms. You can either interlace your hands or place a block between your palms. Mindful of the tendency, the elbows will want to splay, so you really got to hug the elbows in. Walk your knees back a little bit behind your hips, and it's counterintuitive. That's why I'm being so emphatic. Shrug your shoulders. It's so weird, I know. Like, conjure your inner dachshund. And then lift the knees and hips up. Good. Hug the elbows in and walk the feet forward. Every inhale, hug the elbows in, and as you exhale, walk the feet forward. And when you start to feel the head getting too close to the ground, can you find the action of hugging the elbows in and shrugging your shoulders? If you want more, float one leg up to the sky, turn the toes in and try to press your inner leg across the room, the inner knee towards the front of the room. Yes, and then float that leg down as a recommendation before floating the other leg up. Not required, but encouraged. Turn the toes in and press the inseam of the leg more across the room and lower it down and rest. Walk it back and rest on your belly or in child's pose. Questions, comments, concerns, conundrums? Question? You're getting like a pull right there? So can you feel how, is it okay to touch? Yeah. So this is your shoulder blade winging off your back. You can, I can put my whole like thumb in there. So what you want is your rib cage to actually move back. So slide, like look in towards your heart. You can release your hands for a sec. Yes, and feel how it just came together. Right. So you want to keep that, and now you can actually, these muscles are called your rhomboid. So you're actually using, so she had a question about like what muscles back there. Was that an accurate translation? I don't know if I got the question right, but a lot of times what happens, especially for, you could sit back if you want, for folks who are like kind of mobile in their shoulders, is the shoulder blade comes winging off the back. And that's an indication that the rib cage is more forward in the body, not centered, and the shoulder blades are more in the back body. And we want to bring those together into union. You want your shoulder blades to glide in and on and with the rib cage. So that's an indication that, like, if you're feeling, I don't know how to describe what you were feeling, but basically the cue was to bring like the bottom ribs back is going to help to bring your rib cage to your shoulder blades. Then, I'm not wearing the best outfit for this today, your rhomboids are the muscles that hold your shoulder blades together on your upper back. They're like in our, I'm just going to assume that everyone like believes in dinosaurs and evolution. We good with that? World is round. The rhomboids are like fairly newer muscles because they took, when we were here, like your cat, if you have a cat, the rhomboids are like toothpicks. When we came up here, the rhomboids do this. They hold the shoulder blades together. If we just squeeze the shoulder blades, we're jutting the rib cage forward. That's not what we want. We want the ribs back and the rhomboids to hold the shoulder blades together. So interlace your hands behind your head. This just brings it back. It's all connected. When the ribs pop forward, you can kind of feel how you can squeeze your shoulder blade, but it's not really a muscle contraction. And then when the ribs go back, feel how the head goes forward. Take the ribs back, like you're kind of doing you're bowing, so the bottom ribs are going back. Now can you keep that and push your head back? Feel that engagement. Those are your rhomboids and all those little deeper muscles that support your neck. So ribs back, head back. That's like core work for the back of your body. We want that in every pose. I think that's good news and bad news. The actions don't same. The actions are the same in every pose. Just some poses, it's way harder to find the actions. I wonder if we could do that upside down with our hands on I feel like it's too dicey on the cervical spine. If your neck is okay with having your head on the ground, you could play with that same action instead of having your head off the floor. I just have our heads hovering because there was requests for neck stuff, and I want more traction in the neck than compression in the neck.
Where's the gaze when you're in dolphin?
So the gaze can be used remedially to help with these actions. Can I come on the mat one more time? Thanks, Camden. I'm like trying to think of how, like, the best angle. Since you asked, I feel like it's gonna be, I don't know. Just come where you can see, where it makes sense. Okay, so I'm an introvert, so my eyes are generally closed when I practice yoga. I like have this bypassy tendency to shut the world out when I practice. I'm working on it, trying to practice with my eyes open. But gaze or drishti. So if I were to open my eyes, and if I was to, well, I'm sorry, what's your name? Lena, thank you. Like if I was having that Lena tendency here, if I look towards my belly, can you see how the ribs go back? So for like, if I had a hard time, Lena got her ribs back up, right side up, no problem. If you have a hard time finding that action upside down, I would say gaze towards your heart or gaze towards your ribs, and it's gonna take your rib cage back. And then if there's too much of that, and I need to get like someone more into their upper back or like optimal neck curvature, I would say look towards the block. Look towards the block. So you could look towards your navel for more what we call kidney loop in our style, more towards the block, what we call shoulder loop. Or you could close your eyes and play with floating up. You do it with eyes open. One leg up. Ugh. My inner thigh wasn't going enough that way to fully come in. Because of that, it's that where we were in pigeon pose, too much weight on the inner knee. See if I can get it. There. My inner thigh's going towards the bolsters. Boop. I recommend one leg down before the other leg up. Unless you want to go to the wall. I should have a wall there. Bad demo. But so your gaze, like in other traditions of yoga, there's like traditional points of drishti. In our style, we want to use gaze for desired impact. So it's going to be different depending on the need. I'll talk you through it. It's called dolphin pose. Come onto all fours on your forearms. And also just to say, because there was like a little bit of quiet neck stuff going on before we started, if you look forward without shrugging your shoulders, that's gonna sort of crank your neck. You need the shoulder girdle, the muscles of the shoulders to kind of support that looking forward option. So on all fours, shrug your shoulders like more than you think, like you're trying to touch your ears with your shoulders. I know it's so weird. Tuck the toes. Can you keep that as you lift the knees and hips up and walk your feet towards your elbows? Come on to your tippiest of tippy toes. Find the structure, the order from the ground up. Squeeze the blocks if you have them. Hug the elbows in. Every inhale, hug the elbows, the forearms to the midline. Shrug the shoulders. And as you exhale, press your thigh bones to the sky. Maybe float one leg up. Turn the toes in, like you're wrapping the right hip towards the ground so you can press the inseam across the room. Hug the elbows in, shrug the shoulders, and lower down. We just have one more, because I think we have to switch sides. Or did we, was that the switching of sides? And then the other side. Okay, we'll meet in tabletop position on the forearms. Hug the block, if you have it. Hug the elbows, the forearms, and shrug the shoulders. You will lose the shrug when you go upside down. Lift the knees and hips, come into dolphin pose, walk it in, walk it in. Find your edge, and right there, inhale, hug the elbows in, shrug the shoulders. Keep it as you exhale. Inhale, shrug the shoulders. Yes, keep it as you exhale. Float the opposite leg up. Turn the toes in. Yes, yes, squeeze it in. I know it's all counterintuitive, but you're wrapping yourself around yourself. You're creating structure, alignment for energy to flow in an orderly way, in a powerful way, and rest by popular demand. See, I take requests. Keep the blocks. We're not quite done yet. Do we need another degree of coolness? Okay. think I mentioned for the first time in my life, dabbled in corporate yoga. I've been doing yoga for over 20 years. I went to one of these corporate places that does it hot. I made the mistake of buying a 10-class card. I don't even think I've used it yet. I just can't with the heat. It's so disgusting. Like, I think I was getting zits from it. Like, you guys are hot, and we have the air conditioning on. I don't know why it has to be hotter than this. So if anybody likes it and wants to use my 10-class card, let me know. I'll share. Okay, so we're going to meet on all fours on our forearms. Hug the block with the palms. I recommend the block here. And if you want more, like even more therapeutic remedial conditioning for your shoulders, would be to take the block wide and flip your palms up to the sky. Try to get your thumbs down with the block between the little finger side of the hands. We're going to stretch the legs straight back behind us for forearm plank. Palms up, like that, yeah. It's okay to touch.
I have such a hard time getting my thumbs
Yeah.
down.
Lift your heels high, and just like the back leg in lunge, nice and well, lift your thighs to the sky. And as you lift your thighs up, can you shrug your shoulders, reach your heart forward, look towards your navel. What do you feel? Keep that and look towards the front of the room. Press the back of the skull towards the ceiling. Lift your thighs 1 more centimeter. Keep that as you soften between the shoulder blades, but shrug. Try not to drop the shoulders as you soften. And when you cannot take it, you're going to walk your feet forward. Walk your feet forward for relief. Shrug, shrug, shrug as you walk your feet forward. There should be some relief in that. Shrug, 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 right at your edge there. Shrug. And now walk it back to forearm plank. In your forearm plank, you can lower one or both knees to the ground if you need or want a little more support. Look towards your belly, shrug your shoulders, keep that look forward, and walk your feet forward. Hips are the highest point. Can you walk it in a little bit more? As you inhale, hug your elbows in, shrug the shoulders, keep that as you exhale, press your upper back towards your thighs. And walk it back and rest. Make a pillow with your hands.
Is that just over time, like
Yeah.
when you build strength?
Yeah,
Does that open it up
exactly.
more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Breathe. Notice the rhythmic beating of your heart, the unconditional support of gravity, the presence of the breath, and the place where these very powerful energies weave themselves together, where gravity and breath and heart coalesce is exactly how and where you find yourself. Let the energy of life that each breath offers flow deeply and fully and freely in you, as you, through you, from you. In other words, let yourself be breathed. We're going to roll on to the back in your own time. And listen carefully for this part. We're going to want the blocks handy. And I would love everyone, if we have enough, to have a set of massage balls. This is an experiment. So as you roll onto your back, can you please extend 1 foot to the sky if you need massage balls? You're welcome, you're welcome. There you go. Hey, Camden. In Melissa's absence, we might need more from downstairs. How many more folks need them? 1, 2, 3. They may be in the closets now. We got closets downstairs. I'm looking at lockers. You guys, shit is so expensive. What is going on? If anyone has a locker hookup. Okay, we're not using the balls just yet. More are coming. Let's place a block between the inner thighs, just above the knees. Inner thighs above the knees on its narrow formation. And when we hug the block between the thighs, again, it gives like a recognition of structure and stability, the structure and the stability that the legs provide. Let's interlace the hands behind the head. Hug the shoulder blades together, bless you, and push your head into your hands, like you're trying to push your head into your hands, into the earth through your hands. And if that's not comfortable for you, then you can release the arms down to the sides as an alternative. We'll bring the knees over the hips and the feet in line with the knees. Thank you. Did you have a set?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now JK, put your feet down if you have balls, if you have massage balls. Oh wait, we need more. We need more. You have some. You don't have some. Okay, I'm sorry. 1 more, 2 more, 3 more? Maybe just bring up the basket. Sorry, I should have said that to begin with. Okay, more are coming. Now everyone can put their feet, again, off the floor. Knees over hips, feet in line with the knees in line with the hips. Bring your palms to the fronts of your thighs. And press the center back of the skull down in the same way, like you're pushing your head into the floor. And press your hands into your legs and your legs into your hands. Big breath in, slow breath out. Back your knees up so that they're right over the hips. Back them up, back them up. There, yeah. If your knees come in too close, you're gonna bypass that sort of engagement of the midsection of the core. When you press your hands into your legs, legs into your hands, flex your feet, spread your toes, you should feel the core turn on. So everyone feel that? If you don't feel it, just take your knees a little further away from your chest, towards the back of the room. Okay? Now, bring your palms to the earth. Press the center back of the skull down. Big breath in. As you exhale, imagine you're using your legs to push a box or a boulder to the back of the room. With the legs straight, like push the bolster to the back of the room. Good. Inhale, squeeze the block. Exhale, bend your legs over your hips. Big breath in, hug the block. Exhale, push the boulder to the back of the room, towards the door you came in. Good. And now bend the legs. 3 more times together on your own. You can reset pressing your hands into your palms as you come in towards the center. Thank you. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. And after you've done 5 in total, 5-ish if you've lost count, you can bring your feet to the floor. Everyone feel something there? Oh my God. It's my new favorite. You know, I'm so interested in finding ways to do core work that don't strain the neck and hip flexors. That's why I love planks and forearm planks. But hopefully you guys aren't tired of them. I'm a little tired of them. With the block between the legs, feet on the floor, bend your elbows alongside your waist, press the elbows down to puff the chest up in preparation for bridge pose. Wriggle the shoulder blades together, stand through your feet to lift your hips up, bridge pose. Turn your toes in a smidge. Every inhale, hug the block. Every exhale, press your feet down and forward. Now the key here for the low back is to hug the block more with the fronts of your thighs. Can you take the tops of your thighs towards the floor, almost like you're lowering a tiny bit out of it. You'll feel the tops of your thighs lower. Keep that and now lift your pelvis to the sky. It's so nerdy. The tops of the thighs are moving back towards the floor in this case, and the pelvis is lifting up, moving forward towards the sky. On an exhale, slowly lower. You can put the block to the side for a moment and bring the feet just as wide as the mat and let the knees rest against each other. Block between the thighs. Was there one more person who needed balls? Okay, I have more in case. Block between the thighs. Bring the thighs over the knees over the hips. Press your hands into your legs into your hands. And if the core doesn't quite catch, just back your knees up away from you a little bit. And press hands into thighs, thighs into hands. I'm going to get real nerdy here for a sec. Take it or leave it. Think pubic bone towards the floor. You'll feel the low back, the top of the sacrum, draw in and up. Keep that as you press hands into legs, legs and hands. So you're not actually flattening your lower back. We want the curve, and we want to engage all the deepest muscles of the core around the curve to support the curve. The curve is a desired, vital part of the structure. Spread the toes. Take your arms out to the sides in cactus, palms up. As you hug the block, press the center back of the skull down. Big breath in. Exhale the knees slowly to the right, only as much as you can keep the left shoulder down. Head stays in neutral. Press the left shoulder down. Press the center back of the skull down. Keep breathing. As you inhale, hug the block. As you exhale, can you widen your inner heels apart? Oh, inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the left. Press the center back of the skull down. Go as far as you can keep the right shoulder grounded. Stay here, breathe here. Inhale to hug the block. Exhale, can you take the heels wider apart? Inhale to center. Exhale, plant the feet. Bend the elbows alongside. Press the elbows down. Draw the shoulder blades together. Stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Bridge pose. Hug the block. Maybe bring the feet a little closer as you hug the block, more with the fronts of the thighs. You can press the elbows down. You can interlace your hands underneath you if you prefer. You can extend the arms long, palms down or up. Try to wriggle the shoulder blades close together. Is it okay to touch? Yes. Is it okay to stand over you? Yes. This is a deep one. Awesome. Does that feel a little different? Yeah. Okay. As you inhale, hug the block. Exhale, extend the left leg straight. Can you squeeze the block evenly with both legs? You can stay right here, or as you exhale, lower your hips almost to the floor. Inhale, push through your right leg to lift your hips. You can do that 2 more times or stay here. Wherever you are as you are, hug the block. Maybe little pulses. You're using your right leg. Squeeze the block with the right leg. Next time you lift up, lower the left foot down. Squeeze the block with the fronts of the thighs. Extend the right leg straight. Flex the foot. You can stay right here. If you want more, lower the hips down. Lift the hips up. Squeeze the block with your left leg. Push through your left foot to rise. Inhale to hug the block. Exhale to push through your standing foot. And then lower both feet down, lower the hips down, put the block to the side. Take your feet as wide as the mat and let the knees rest against each other at the midline. Bring your hands to rest anywhere on your midsection. Find and feel the rise and fall of your breath in the palms of your hands. Let both knees fall gently to the right. Totally optional to place the right foot on top of the left thigh. I know it's confusing. Hang on. Come back to where you just were. Take your feet wide. Feet wide. There you go. Let both knees go this way. And then up there. Yeah, copy. Think pubic bone back, tailbone down. In that order. That's how you start to get traction between L5 and S1, L4, L5. Inhale the legs through center. And exhale the knees to the left. Totally optional to place left foot on top of right thigh. Let the head be heavy. Let the throat open. Like notice if the chin sort of pulls down ever so gently and subtly. Lift the chin so that the throat is open. Inhale the legs to center. Cross your left thigh over your right thigh. Thigh on top of thigh, left over right. Scoot your butt to the left and lower your knees to the right. Give into gravity here with the legs. Let the legs fall to the right. And now just notice your head and neck. You can start in neutral. Head. If the eyes were open, it would be towards your knees. Notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it, if there's any tension. Is it in the shoulders, neck, jaw, throat, tongue? Can you let the tip of the tongue release to the roof of the mouth? Notice what it feels like to let the head roll to the left, away from the knees. If and where is there tension? You can even like sort of lower the chin down. See how that feels? Lift the chin up like you're gently nodding the head slowly in a yes direction. The more you push your head into the ground as you do that, sort of the deeper you'll go in the neck. Inhale the head to center, then the knees follow to center. Uncross the legs. Shift the hips to neutral. We'll take the right thigh over the left thigh, scoot your hips, your butt to the right, lower the legs to the left. Keep the head in neutral to start. Press the center back of the skull into the earth. Let the breath massage the visceral organs here. If it feels appropriate for you in your neck, first let your head roll towards the left in the direction that your knees are in. Notice what you feel. Inhale the head through center, and as you exhale, let the head roll to the right. Press the head into the ground as you gently nod the head, yes. Inhale the head to neutral, center, then the legs come to center, uncross the legs, stretch the legs out long, reach the arms overhead. Huge breath in, slow breath. In through the nose, slowly, deeply, fully, let it percolate inside and exhale with a sigh through parted lips. One more like that on the exhale, let it all out. Any last remaining bits of tension, conscious, subconscious, unconscious, Be an audible sigh. The bottom of your next exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself the sweetest, most loving embrace. We're going to locate the balls. Bring your feet to the floor, knees bent, feet on the floor. And you'll place the balls at the back of the skull, the center back of the skull. And depending on the shape of your skull, they may be able to reside there hands-free. For me, I like to hold the balls there in place. I like to keep them toted. You can untote them if you prefer. And then from the center back of your skull, as though your skull had an equator, just roll down a little bit. Go a little further south from the center back of your skull. And right there, begin to gently, slowly nod your head yes. If you're not sure, call me over. And then gently, slowly nod your head no from side to side. And then the next time you nod your head no to the right, stay there, and on the right side, nod yes. If it's okay for your neck, you can add little circles, maybe 3 to 5 times in one direction, and then the opposite direction. And when you're ready, nod your head no to the left, and on the left side, nod. The eyes can be softly closed or softly open, maybe little circles on the left side, a few times one direction, and then a few times the other direction. Come back to center, nod your head no to the right again, and this time can you guide the balls a little wider to the right behind the right ear? And there you can nod your head yes, no, little circles in either direction. Notice where the tension resides, and is it more on one side than the other? When you're ready, go to the left side, wider to the left behind the left ear. Nod your head in the variety of ways that you have access to. And if you notice that one side is more tender, has more tension, maybe spend a little extra time where it's needed. Give your attention where it's needed. It helps to put things in order and keep things in order. These are the often overlooked parts of ourselves that when we don't give our attention to these muscles that are so taxed by our day-to-day lives, we pay for it in the neck, the shoulders, even the low back. Come back to center when you're ready, and you might find that you can go lower down on the back of the skull, more towards that ridge. Just above the occipital ridge is another hidden pocket of tension. Feel free to spend some time here nodding your head yes, no from side to side. Just lighting these unlit corners, allowing energy to flow forever and ever, more deeply, more fully, more freely in us, as is through us by virtue of this practice. Just finding where there's places that are tense or tight or stuck. And come back to center when you're ready. I always just like to end with a yes nod, just sort of an affirmation, a gesture of receiving yourself more fully. Put the balls to the side. Feel the weight of the head soften into the lap of the earth. Allow the eyes to be softly open or softly closed, so as not to fix your gaze on anything, to really let the gaze soften inward. You can scan your body with your awareness to see, are there any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make in order to feel completely prepared to fully relax. can spread yourself out on the altar of the earth. Add or remove layers, add or remove props. You can let your hair down. Do you want a blanket? Yeah. Oh, you take that one, I'll grab this one. There you go. You're welcome. Allow all the muscles to release their grip on the bones. And allow the bones to be heavy in the lap of gravity. The toes soften. The soles of the feet soften. The tops of the feet soften. And organically, the feet can sort of roll out, turn out. The ankles soften. The lower legs soften and release. Allow your knees to soften. The thighs soften and release heavily into the lap of the earth. The hips soften. The pelvis softens. The buttocks soften. Your lower back, your belly soften. Each rib softens. The sides of the waist, the upper back softens. And in the softening, all the interior contents soften and settle. Each and every organ bathes in breath, held in and by the lap of the earth. The chest softens, the lungs, the heart soften. The shoulders release. The arms are heavy. The elbows soften. The forearms and wrists. And as the hands soften, the fingers ever so gently and naturally curl in toward the palm of the hands. The neck softens, the throat, the base of the tongue, and the jaw all softens, and the weight of the head releases to the lap of the earth. And all the muscles in the face soften around the eyes, between the brow. And even every hair follicle softens. And in the softening, the prana, the vital energy, flows in you, as you, through you, from heart to heart, between us, fully and freely. We honor the order, the structure, the energy flows easily, harmoniously, and peacefully. For just these final few breaths together, find refuge in your heart of hearts. Move towards the indwelling light, wherein every virtue imaginable and more resides. With the eyes still closed and a steady gaze inward, invite a slow, deep, full breath in, and a long, slow, and complete breath out. As you deepen the breath, again, feel how naturally the breath deepens you. Let the spirit that you are begin to gently stir and awaken the body that you have in the ways that naturally feel good, wiggling toes and fingers, stretching arms and legs. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, let the body that you have embrace, adorn, and affirm the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself. For this is, and you are, the gift of life. When you're ready, you can bend the legs and feel both feet on the ground, and just take a moment to pause, to call yourself down to earth, to feel what it takes to make yourself feel grounded. Feel both feet on the ground, call yourself down to earth. Keep a steady connection inward as you call yourself back to reality, and a moment to visualize the ways in which you stretch yourself, this practice of yoga, into the activities of your daily life. In so doing, bringing your virtuosity, your beauty, your goodness to those in the world around you. Imagine that. When you're ready, gently roll to one side, press through your arms in order to lift yourself up into a comfortable seated posture. The eyes can be closed or softly open, with the hands folded before the heart in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the true teacher, never further than your heart, which is never further than your breath, and a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves, the heart of hearts, before us as both a guide and an offering in all we do. In so doing, we bring our hearts, we pour our hearts into those in the world around us. As you bow to your heart, with all my heart, I bow to every single one of you. Thank you so much for your practice. Thank you so much for your presence. And more than anything, thank you so much for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life. Thanks, y'all. Peace. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being together. I hope we got it all in, to you, to each other. Again, so much happening in September. we are launching our first ever teen program. This is such a heavy lift. Do not understand how to market to teens or how to market to parents on behalf of teens. So if you have teens or no teens, I think yoga is just such amazing coping skills for life. I wish I had this as a beyond angsty teen. Oh my God, what gorgeous hair. Wow, I'm like drooling. Drool, sorry, that was weird. That got weird. So anything you can do to help us get the word out, particularly on the teen program, that's helpful. We have postcards downstairs. Maybe I'll give some, to Jaya and to Noelle if you or your kids or your kids' friends are interested. Nicole's leading it. She's amazing. And it'll be fun and enriching. So many other things. It's like on the social media and on the email and let me just stop the stream real quick. Right?